Kevin. We've asked you and talked a lot about the depth you have on your roster. When you get to this type of stage and guys like Michael Perez and even Kevin Kiermaier, who hasn't had a great offensive season, step up with big hits like that, does that illustrate that? Does that speak to that, the type of weaponry you have?
I think so. It does. I mean, Mikey has gotten a lot of big hits this year. Probably none bigger than that the two that he got today. And then KK's done it for a long time. I know he had a quiet offensive year, but just similar to like Zunino, you flush that and you get ready to play. And we know we're a better team when everybody's contributed, and definitely KK. He made a nice adjustment on. He got an 0-0 curveball that he regretted taking his first at bat in a similar spot, and then he kind of put it in the back of his mind that he might get it again, and he was ready for it for the big home run. As far as Mikey, just grinding out at bats, huge at bats, made me look pretty dumb to put the bunt on, and then gets to 0-2 and he takes Chad Green deep. So good for him.
Do you enjoy that you have so many different guys? It seems like you kind of have to play that out of where it can be a different guy any night.
Yeah, and I think that's what I know that's what makes us good, that we've got so many guys that can help us win games on both sides of the ball, whether it's with their defense or offensively. Depth is something that I guess everybody has. We have talented depth, and that's got us to this point in a big way.
Gotcha. And then just lastly, what did you think of the old veteran Charlie on the mound tonight?
Pretty outstanding. The rest, we were cautiously optimistic that it was going to do him good. He looked really crisp, really fresh, just got the ball in the zone really quickly, which was encouraging. The only hiccup was when Gardner got, the first hit, and it put him out of the stretch where he just hadn't got the rhythm or the timing of that, and things kind of sped up a little bit, but just an outstanding performance on his part.
Hey, Kevin, and the one constant in the offense has been Randy. I mean, is there anything left to say about what he's been able to do here?
No, not really. It's pretty spectacular. He's wowing all of us in the dugouts for sure.
And then just with Curtis and Shane there, how big was that to just kind of keep it there, and then obviously close this one out and then save some runs there for tomorrow?
That was big, really big, and great for John Curtis to get back out there after a rough outing in Game 1. Very encouraging. He came right after him, attacked, got back to what's made him so successful this year, and that's just pumping strikes. And with McClanahan, he's a little bit of a wild card. You don't know what exactly to expect with him. We know the stuff is electric, but can he find a way to get it over the zone? He certainly did. Another guy that can really help us as we continue.
And then just one quick thing: the 4-man outfield with Higashioka, is he just one of those guys where you feel pretty good about that alignment? It obviously ended up working out.
They've got a number of guys depending on the matchup that whether it's their guy hitting the ball in the air a lot or our pitcher getting a lot of outs in the air, and when it lines up, we're going to do that.
Kevin, KK is the one guy who has been around since you got to this market, took over this team. Could you talk about how his role has evolved and changed over the years, and he's become more of a presence in the clubhouse?
Oh, it's been fun to sit back and watch how it's unfolded. I mean, there were plenty of guys that probably had been more established when I was signed here or got hired. And KK was good and just kind of coming into his own as a really talented major league player, but he certainly has taken on a leadership role. The energy that he provides on a day-to-day basis is pretty impressive. What he does on the field defensively, it speaks for himself, but I think he's learned a lot along the way of making him just as impressive in the clubhouse.
Thank you.
Kevin, you guys close this thing out tomorrow, but knowing your ball club, fair to say the focus will not be on that. It will be on the task at hand and just winning a ball game.
Yeah, we're going to put all of our focus into finding a way to win another game and make it be tomorrow night. We've got some options in the bullpen just because of the way the offense played out today, where we were able to separate the game for a lot of the game. I know the Stanton home run right there, but we should be pretty fresh in the bullpen.
Kevin, have you made a decision on tomorrow?
Ryan Thompson will open for us.
And Kevin, real quick, what was it about the 7 lefties? Was that strictly analytics? What was it that led you to do that?
We just felt like that was going to give us our best at bats against him. Tanaka's tough against both. No, there's no denying it. I know what his numbers are this year where, some righties have had success, but he's been a pretty neutral guy throughout his career and a really good one. And we felt best equipped to go up there early on with our lefties. And if we have to pivot off that at some point, we had those options, certainly knowing who they have in the back end of their bullpen.
Thank you.
Kevin, you played 8 years in the majors and you've managed another 6. Can you remember a stretch where a player was as hot as Randy is right now?
I don't think so. No, Willie asked me during the game after the home run. I don't recall one. I'm sure there's been some guys that have done some special things, but when you're sitting there and watching it firsthand, it's pretty remarkable what's taken place.
Thank you.
Kevin, when you guys acquired him, what was your sort of report on him that, what did you expect that you had in Randy Arozarena when you got him?
Just a very athletic player that did a good job of strike zone recognition and had really come on strong his last year, I believe, in Memphis and a little bit in the big leagues. And, he put together back-to-back seasons that really caught our eye and the guys were excited about. And then he comes into Port Charlotte and the normal spring training 1.0 and did, probably above and beyond that. We saw the athleticism, saw the ability to hit all fields and cover a lot of ground in the outfield.
Was there anything specific that you guys did as an organization to make adjustments or change him, make him better?
Yeah, I've been working with him a little bit in the cage and trying to get the most out of him.
Yeah, trying to get it up to 200, right?
Right.
Anything though?
No, there was nothing. There was nothing. No, just let the guy go play. We knew we had a talented guy, and he's gone out and done that.
Thanks.
Hey, Kevin, quick follow-up about Charlie. Was that third inning the most important moment of the game, do you think, for him, especially since you guys countered in the top of the fourth with the 3-run homer after that?
Yeah, it was for me. I mean, it's I think it was base hit, another base hit, or they called it an error. It looked like a pretty tough play, and then a walk. And Judge comes up and picks up one real quick. So, yeah, I do think that was a pretty pivotal point in the game. And just, Charlie finding the zone and making big pitches, certainly when he came back from 3-0 to Voit, that was huge.
How important is it to close out tomorrow when you know that Cole is possibly there lurking for Game 5?
I don't know if he's not lurking for Game 4. I'm not fully convinced of that. So we're going to go in and go with everything that, what we got to do everything we can to find a way to win.
And when you beat them as much as you have this year, is there a way to use that to your advantage psychologically? And do you think that you guys are in their heads now? Is there anything to that can psychologically help you or hurt them because of how you handled them so much this season?
I don't think so. I think both teams are very well, equipped between the years, and you're getting a lot of professional players that have kind of been there and done that. So no.
Time for 2 more for Kevin.
Hey, Cash, given that last year in the DS, you guys were on the other side of it, being 1 game away from being knocked out and came back, is there anything that you're thinking about or will preach to the guys for tomorrow?
I won't say a word to them. I'm going to stay out of the way and just sit in the office until it's time to go out into the dugout.